All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming to this week's masterclass. It's our second one. And the topic today is going to be getting more clients from your Facebook group. So we're not talking about like posting content in your Facebook group. We are talking about the actual group itself, the structure of the group, the description, the way that it is put together, the questions that you're asking upon entry, what to do with the answers to those questions to get people booked. So the actual physical structure of your group, not what you're posting inside of it. Because I know everybody and their grandma talks about like what type of content to post in your group, and I have my own feelings about that. But this is about the actual group itself. So um, first thing first, let's jump immediately in and talk about the name of your group. So one of the most common structures for naming your VIP group is just kind of the name of your boudoir studio and then like VIP group, VIP lounge. Sometimes people will say like ladies only group. Sometimes people have like cute names for it. But the biggest thing is saying like your boudoir studio, VIP group or lounge, and then maybe a little something else. And the intention behind that, I know, is to make your group seem exclusive. Like, it's VIPs only, it's ladies only, it's very exclusive. Um, the downside of that is that making your group seem exclusive can make it seem exclusive. Like searching like their local area for groups on Facebook that they might want to join and they see your group, um, do they feel like that's a place that they belong? Do they feel invited to become part of that group? Or do they feel like, okay, that's specifically for this studio's clients? Or, it doesn't scream, this is for me, just from the name. We'll get to the description, the about, everything later. The name alone is enough to make or break whether people join your group. We all know people don't read. So the name of your group should really be more than that. It should be enough to where if that's the only thing that they look at, because a lot of people are not reading the about section, a lot of people are not reading the description. And when you search on Facebook for groups, a lot of times it's only showing the first sentence anyway. So you have very little time in the name and the very beginning of your description to get people to say, yes, I want to join that group. That's a group I would need to be in. That's a place I want to be. Those are my people. That's my stuff. Sign me up. So you have very little space to get that across. So a formula that I want to share with you for naming your group that you can adapt. It's really, really, really simple. And it sounds like a lot, but I think you would be amazed at how many characters you can fit in the name of a Facebook group. And also how many people waste a ton of those characters and just say Boudoir Studio VIP group. And that's it. And they have all this empty space they could be using to sell themselves, but they don't. So the formula for naming your Facebook group that is going to still feel really special and great, but it's going to be inviting to people that organically find you, or if you're linking your Facebook group out in other places to invite people, immediately when you share that name, people know what it is and they want to join. So the formula is, who is it for? Why should they join? And where are you at? So the first one is, who's it for? Like, you don't need to niche too much. You don't have to get crazy specific unless you have a really, really niched specific ideal client, which I personally love to do. But even if it's just saying busy women or like women that want to build self-love, like you do have to kind of squish it down a little bit. You can't just like go on a novel describing this person, but like what kind of people should join your group? Um, is it moms? Is it busy women? Is it working women? Do you cater to single moms? Do you do mostly couples? Um, like the, sorry, I'm getting distracted by comments already. Thanks. Um, think about who the bulk of your clientele is and how you can make it very clear that this space is for them. This is one way that you can also eliminate building a group on people that you just don't resonate with. They don't match with what you're trying to do. They don't fit the vibe. They're not the kind of people that you typically are interested in working with. Not to say like you don't work with certain people, but we all have our comfort zones where we can relate to people better. I relate to moms better because I am a mom. I know the struggles. That's where I'm coming from. So I resonate with that better. But in general, I also am a business owner. So I resonate with that. So I would stick with something like busy women. It very clearly applies to a lot of people, but for the people that it doesn't apply to, they just they know that that's not a place for them. So when it comes to who it's for, you don't have to be, hi, you're on the recording. Love you guys. Um, so when it comes to who it's for, it doesn't have to be super, super niche. It doesn't have to be a super long description. Just think about who your ideal client is and how you can kind of sum that up. When it comes to why should they join, other than booty pics, what do they have to gain from being in your group? Are they getting a safe space? Are they getting kind of like a sisterhood? Are they getting support? A place to vent? Like why should they join your group? When was the last time you joined a Facebook group that didn't benefit you in some way? Like whether it's just a sense of community or it's, a place where it's like sex positivity, what is the thing that why you do what you do? And if you're putting that in your group name, you're going to attract people that are the type of people that you want to work with, that are looking for what you have to offer. So if they're benefiting from your group because you have an amazing LGBTQ friendly, sex positive, confident like place for them to come and build their confidence, then that's great. And if you get someone coming and that finds your group that is super conservative, does not like boudoir, thinks it's horrible and gross, and does not like other lifestyles, then they're not a good fit and they won't join your group. So clearly laying out who it's for and what they are going to get out of your group, like what the purpose of your group is, helps you get the right people that you want to work with that resonate with you. So those are two pieces of the puzzle. The other one is that the location. Yes, you will occasionally get people that travel from far distances away to come and see you, but you don't build your business and your marketing and all of your strategy on that like tiny little percent of like fluke people. Unless you are specifically like in a destination location, in which case you do want people traveling, but you still need to have your name in the location so that they know that you are where they're traveling to. So there's never an instance where you shouldn't have your location in the name of your group, period, like ever. I don't say things across the board that apply to everybody like that very often, but you are a business that does photo shoots in person in your area. So people should be coming to you. If you have 1,000 people in your Facebook group, but all of them are on the other side of the planet, you don't have 1,000 potential clients in your group and you're going to waste your time. So you don't want to exclusively only allow people that are in your area, but you want to make it known that this is where your group is at. Not only that, but it makes it searchable. So people go around. I'm always searching for new local mom groups or business groups in my area. So if your group popped up because it's in my area, because you put the name or at least of like the greater metro area that you're in. If I'm right next to LA, so I would probably search for like LA, I'd search for Pasadena, like the big names. I wouldn't search my tiny city that I live in. So I wouldn't put my tiny little city. I would put like LA. So it's gonna pop up more in organic searches. And then the rest of that name carries and says, okay, this person that found me locally is someone that wants to join my group. They are a good fit. They're going to join, versus not a lot of people are just randomly searching for boudoir groups. So when you're sharing it in other groups locally as well, it makes sense. People will see, oh, hey, here's a group. It's for busy moms. Like it's about building confidence and like self-love, and it's in the area. Check, check, check. Those are things I want to be involved in. Versus if you're sharing a group name in a group and I see just like so-and-so's Boudoir Lounge, I don't know if I should click that. More people, maybe they'll click it to like see what it is, but they don't immediately think, yeah, that's the place I want to be. So those three things, the only thing you want to be careful of is that your group name doesn't start to just sound like a pile of keywords. Like you don't want it to just sound like you mashed together a bunch of things for the search engine. It should still make sense and it should still have a good flow to it. But if you hit those three key things, you will start to hone in who is attracted to your group, who is joining your group, and will start to align better with the type of people that you want in your group that will convert to clients better. So that's the formula. Who is it for? What are they going to get out of joining the group? And where are you located? So Jennifer has a question. She says, Sierra Vista Women's Empowerment Group by Classy Boudoir, Arizona. Is this okay? It doesn't have to be. That's the thing too. She says, is this in the right order? It's not in the right order. It doesn't have to be in that specific order. Usually that just makes a little bit more sense to put it like who and who, but sometimes it's like this group for this group of people. So it's like the why and then the who and then the location. The location usually makes sense to go at the end because that's really for searching. It's not super important in the name. It is mostly just there for a keyword for searching. It's not like the selling point in the name. But the order doesn't so much matter as long as you're hitting those points. So the only thing I would say is you're wasting space by putting the word group. It's a Facebook group. You don't have to say it's a group. So those are characters that you could put towards another keyword. So there are also like calculators online. You can say like character calculator and look up how many characters a Facebook group title allows you to have and get as close to that as possible. Like just if you have a couple left over, it's fine, but really maximize that space. So instead of saying like Sierra Vista Women's Empowerment Group by Classy Boudoir, Arizona, I would probably say empowerment and self-love for Sierra Vista women, or for women in Sierra Vista, Arizona. And then you could probably even add something else on there. Another thing is your business name does not need to be in the name. And I would not always caution against it, but it's not helpful. Like it's not. So think about where people are going to find the link to your group. They're going to find it places where you've linked it. So if they're on your Facebook page or they're on your website, so they already know the name of your company. Like they're experiencing your studio first, and then they're going to the group. So they already know the company that is doing it. Not to mention when they go in, they're also going to see your banner, which can visually have your name of your business and an example of your work on the banner. So there's no point where they're really going to just stumble across your group and be like, whose group is this? Somebody come get your group. It doesn't need to have your name in it. It's just wasting space. It's not a space that you need to advertise because your group name doesn't stand alone. It will always be attached to your name in some way, whether that's through the banner or that's through where they found the link. If they are doing a group search and they're searching for just local groups for them to join, at that point, they don't care who you are as a business. They're not searching for, like if they're searching for Boudoir, it's going to pop up because it's in the description. And it's going to pop up because of who you're attached to, and just the content in the group is going to make sure that it pops up when they search Boudoir and your area, regardless of if it's in the name. So there's really no benefit to that. The biggest benefit to your group name is going to be making sure that the people that should be in your group know they should be in your group. People want to join your group because you've outlined the benefits for them and they know where you're located so that you aren't having this huge group full of people that are never going to hire you if they're on the other side of the country. Like, those are the primary things. In your banner, absolutely. Put your name. You can put the name of the group and then you can hosted by your boudoir studio, anything like that you want to, include it there. Include it in the description. Say, this group was created by or is hosted by or run by this studio. This is why it was created. This is who it's for. This is why you should join. Come on in. So there are better places to use your name than in the actual name of the group. Now, if you have a group specifically for past clients, then you're not really using that to attract people. You just need to label it. So studio, past clients, VIP group. Absolutely. Love that. For marketing purposes, though, your group name is like a billboard. And if your billboard is not like screaming my name and telling me why I should join, you're probably going to pass by. So think about the name that you have as a group. Think about, are you wasting space? If someone objectively were to look at the name of your group, would they think that's a place for me? Especially considering, imagine the number of people that don't know what boudoir is. So if it is just so-and-so VIP boudoir group, no, if they don't know what boudoir is, they're not joining. And if they do know what boudoir is, they still, like you said, with the VIP, they may still not feel 100% welcome because of the exclusivity factor. So we don't want to totally like ditch the exclusivity. You can still throw VIP in there. You can still have, empowerment for like Sierra Vista's VIP working women. You can still throw something in there that makes it feel like a really cool like place to be, but you don't want it to feel exclusive in a negative way. Also consider how many other people's groups are named blank blank VIP group or lounge. So standing out is also important. Speaking of standing out, as I am pulling up, doing some research for this class and making some notes, when I look, if you search Boudoir VIP on Facebook and you look just for the groups and you start to go through, you don't have to scroll very long before you start to see a lot of copy and paste in the like 2 sentences that you get. I'm on a desktop, so you get even less space on a mobile. But the number of people that have copied and pasted the exact same group description, at least that very first part, is astounding. You are not a boring individual. You would not be in photography, especially boudoir photography, if you were a boring cookie cutter individual. So why is your group description copy and paste cookie cutter from somebody else? I don't know who originally started the warning, joining this group may result in increased self-confidence, awareness, and self-love. I don't know who started it. It wasn't you. Like, I'm going to just bank my money on it. It's not anybody watching this. But in scrolling, like 1 in 5 groups probably has that as their first line of their description. And yep, okay, so it is from a popular educator. It reads as you are unoriginal, that you're a copycat, that there is nothing unique or creative or artistic about you, which goes against everything that you do in creating the gorgeous boudoir photos that you do. That is the complete opposite of everything that boudoir photography is. If you are going to take something like that, use it as an inspiration and modify it. Don't just copy and paste it. It's the same thing for email lists and social media posts. If you're posting everything the exact same as a bunch of other people, then there's nothing special about you, and it does hurt your bookings. So take that as an inspiration, but don't just copy and paste literally anything from anybody. Unless it's like it's a meme or something you're sharing, and you're putting, even then you're putting your own twist on it. But that type of stuff, it's the first thing that people see when they're trying to join your group. And you're like, how many other local boudoir photographers? I didn't do a local search, but I would be curious if I search boudoir VIP like Los Angeles, how many local to me would have that same thing? And if I'm scrolling through those, I'm probably going to avoid those because it seems very blah, and it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence for me in the creativity that the person running that business has. So your description or your about for the group, I think, should mimic and should be a longer version of the formula that we use for the name. So who is it for? A bit about like you and your studio and why you started the group. That goes into like how they're going to benefit from joining the group. You can also add in, your why. So not only is it for busy moms, it's for busy moms because I'm a busy mom. And we talk about confidence and body love because I've struggled with that. So we're just taking what's in the name, which if people are joining and looking at, that fits them. We're just expanding it. And then add on some stuff about your studio and whatnot, but you really just want to highlight who it's for and why they should join, but in a longer way. And then give them a little bit of info about you. Link to your website, link to your social media where people can get nosy when they join and go and like see more of your work. Absolutely. But right off the bat, you just want to make sure and be like, hey, if this is you, this place is for you. That's all you need to know. Everything else is icing on the cake. So right now I'm trying to look over at my notes here. So your about section should be unique to you. Use somebody else's fun stuff for inspiration, but don't copy it, especially if it's the first thing that people are going to see. It's just like if I were walking past a store that had an Abercrombie sign up and it looked like an Abercrombie on the front, I would not go in there because that's not my vibe. That's not the type of clothes that I wear. That's not the place that I shop. Now, behind that could actually be like a handmade shop where somebody makes like the perfect, most amazing clothing, but you've got this front on it that says something else. And a lot of people won't get past that. So don't put that barrier up. Be you and be authentically you, uniquely you, all the way through. All the way through, no matter what you do. But when it comes to your Facebook group, your title, your about, those are super, super important to speak to who you want to work with, the type of people you want to attract, and the reasoning why you do what you do. That's going to help you resonate with the right clients, not just anybody in the whole world wants to come in and just have a free for all and do whatever. It helps your group serve the purpose that it actually exists for. And it will help you maintain a higher quality group, having it be more unique and more specific to who it's geared towards. Again, you can choose to let anybody in the group that you want, but it's at least that warning of like, this is what you're signing up for. This is what the group's about. This is who it's for. You want to come in, that's cool. But if it's not a good fit, sorry, I laid it out there and you joined anyway. That's what it is. So those two things on the surface will make a really big difference in the members in your group, who's in your group, and just the whole vibe of it. But when it comes to getting more clients for your group, the money is in the membership questions, and you get 3 of them. And let me tell you, the odds are you are wasting them, like wasting. So if this is you, don't feel bad, but here's some of the things that I see the most often that are absolutely not worth having in your membership questions. Are you over 18 or over 21? Any sort of an age group limit. People are going to lie. People will say whatever they're going to say. There is no point in asking this. Either you're going to vet their profile yourself, or you're going to just take them at their word, in which case, what's the point in asking? Because people on the internet, if they want to come into your group, they're going to say whatever they're going to say. So there's no point. Same thing with saying, like asking if they're female or if they're women or if they identify as women. They can just say whatever they want. If you're not checking their profile, it doesn't matter. And if you're checking their profile, then you don't need the question because you're just going to check it anyway. So either you're vetting them, so you don't need to ask them, you're just going to figure it out yourself if they can come to your group, or you're asking them and you're just trusting that what they say is accurate. You are much better off putting those as the top rule within your group, stating that it is over 18 or 21 and that it's for women only. That way, if you do have to remove someone, you feel justified. It's in the rules. They shouldn't have come in. You're going to check their profile anyway. There's no point in putting those questions. They don't serve any sort of a purpose. They don't serve any point of a deterrent. If somebody wants to come in and they're under 18, they're going to try to come in. They're going to say, yes, I'm over 18, and it's going to happen or it's not. Now, the thing is also to consider, people are like, well, I want to put that in the group so that I can kick people out. You can just kick people out of a Facebook group anytime. Like, people don't have a right to be in your group. You could be like, I don't like that meme that you posted. You're banned. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. You don't even have to have rules, and you can just kick people out whenever you want. Obviously, you're not going to just do that willy-nilly, but regardless of if you say and specify this group is only for 18 years old and older women, you can remove someone if you find out that they don't identify that way. And you can say, hey, sorry, this group is only for this group of people, but put it in your rules. There's no point in wasting a question on it. You guys, I would love to hear some of the questions that you have to give me some inspiration here. But another one is having people agree that they are going to be nice, that they're going to uplift each other, that they're not going to have any like negative self-talk, things like that. Just saying like, hey, you're going to agree that this is the community standard here. Again, they could totally agree to that and then come in and be like a raging, just horrible group member. It doesn't do anything. They're not contractually obligated to be nice because they clicked that little button. That's another thing that belongs in the rules for the group or in the description, saying that this is a place for uplifting and self-love and support. Only join if you're okay with that. So those are just a few of the like primary things that I would not waste my questions on. So here's the 3 questions that I would ask, and not in the exact, again, inspiration. We're going to be talking the intention behind the questions, not the exact question word for word, because it's going to be different for everybody. The first one is, you want a boudoir session or what? Like straight up, do you want a boudoir session? Like, you can word it a couple of different ways, but if someone's coming into your group and they've been all over and they found you from your website and they're ready to book a session, don't make it hard. Get to the point. If they're not ready, cool, love it. You're still welcome here. There's no wrong answer. But for the people that are ready to go, clear the way. Make it easy. The second one is reiterating the purpose of the group and then asking them what they want to get out of joining the group. So the name and the description of the group is already kind of saying like, this is the purpose, but it's just a little like summary. In this question, we're saying something like, this group is for women that want to reconnect with their bodies and learn self-love and acceptance and build confidence. What do you hold to get out of joining the group? And what this type of a question does is, again, it states exactly the purpose of the group. So if they're not a good fit for that, they can just not join. So you're really sticking by what you're doing and why you're there and your purpose as a boudoir photographer. The second half of it gives you all of the ideas from each individual person on how you can make your group a place that is valuable and that they want to be. So that is probably by far the most valuable question that you can ask, because it tells you what you can do to get people invested and active and engaged with your group. Why are they here? They're here, and you're framing, you're giving them, they're not just like here for fun. You're giving them a little bit of an idea of the overall purpose. So you're guiding them in that way with that description first. And then you're following it up with like, now that you know what the group is here for, how can you benefit from the group? Like, do you want support? Do you want guidance? Do you just want a place to vent? Like, you can give some ideas, but you can also just keep it open and let them give examples. But you've already kind of put them in the frame of mind that they're not thinking about just like, well, why do I want to join this group? Because I, just want another group to hang out in. They're thinking about the confidence and the self-love and whatever aspect you've mentioned. They're already in that frame of thought. So they're going to tell you ways that they want to benefit from the group that are related to what you can do. That gives you ideas for content. It gives you ideas to know, like, maybe possibly what objections people have to doing boudoir, if it's confidence related, if they just need a support place. It's going to tell you how can you show up for them to be valuable. And when you are valuable, they are engaged. And when they are engaged, you are more likely to get them booked. So here's the purpose of the group. What do you hope to get out of it? And then maybe if you can say that shortly enough and you have some extra space, give a couple examples of ways that they might benefit to get the ideas flowing. Don't just be like, why do you want to join the group? And then like, guide them a little bit. The third question is getting their email, getting their phone number, getting them opted in to your mailing list or somewhere else that's not Facebook. We had a huge glitch not that long ago. It is obviously not super safe to have your entire business in one place primarily. So getting people opted in to your email, get them in your CRM, start sending them email communications and drips. They are more likely to book you the more often they see you. I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, and I'm not going to pretend to like make numbers up, but the majority of people do not book with someone on the first time, like on the first encounter with them. They don't even book on like the 5th or 6th. It's usually like 10, 20, 50 encounters down the line, which for some people it might take you like a year to get to. Yeah, not great, don't love that. But if you're showing up on Facebook and in their email or also on their phone and text, and you've got them following you on other social media, you get to those interactions faster. They have more exposure to you. So you're more likely to shorten the amount of time that it takes to turn someone from a lead into a booking if you are diversifying the ways that you're reaching them. So you definitely need to have a question that is collecting their email address or their phone number. Love it if you could do both. That's great. So if you have something like a lead magnet, if you know what a lead magnet is, if not, it is just something where it's like, hey, give me your email. I'll send you this cool thing that I got. It's free. That is an exchange of value. So they're giving you their email, which is valuable. You are giving them something that they find valuable. The other way to get people signed up, which is not my favorite, is to do the promise of the discounts and sales and bonuses. Be the first to know when discounts happen. That will get a lot of people signed up. that can get a lot of people signed up that have no interest in booking with you until it's absolutely dirt cheap and you're like desperate. And then maybe they'll do it for like $99. But then they're nightmares to work with. So I prefer the value exchange, because then people are signing up not because they can get something cheap from you, but because they can get something valuable from you. And that to me is infinitely better. So you can phrase that question something like, hey, I have, actually, as a good example, one of the Blueprint members has just created a list of, she made a fun little guide for like 10 ways to keep your lingerie on longer. Like, because a big complaint that people have about like wearing lingerie and feeling really sexy is like, why am I going to put on? It's just going to come right back off. So she has a really fun little guide for that. Another Blueprint member has a like guided meditation thing that they walk you through that has a lot to do with like feeling and being present in your body without judgment. And so she has that. It's a PDF, and there's also a video that goes with it that it's linked in the PDF. So they have these things. It's not super difficult to put together something that's really fun, that's engaging, and that's relevant to the type of person that you're wanting to join your group. So a lead magnet like that, people give you their email for, and they get something immediately in return that they see as valuable. If they didn't see as valuable, they wouldn't give you their contact info. So instantly you're instilling with them that they made a good choice. They got something valuable. It was entertaining. It was worthwhile. And they're going to continue in that positive regard, versus if you're signing people up to give them like discounts or like let them know when there's like last minute sales. Those are great things to do. But to get people in the door, I prefer to get them in with value. If you get them in saying, hey, I'll let you know when there's discounts and stuff, a lot of people will open an email and be like, not a discount, and get rid of it, because that's what they're expecting. So until you actually deliver that discount, you're kind of neutral territory, versus right off the bat, if you're delivering something valuable immediately, you're in their good graces, you're in the positive right away. And so they're more likely to continue opening your emails because that first email was valuable to them. And they are more likely to pay a higher price when you do get them booked, because they didn't come in because of the discounts. Those are going to be like a bonus for them. They'll love it. They're not going to like spit on a discount, but that's not why they signed up. It's just a perk. So they're more likely to book at a higher price when they do book with you, or to spend more, even if they take advantage of a sale. They also, I have found, just lead to better clients in general. I know that we have all done a sale and just had the absolute worst people that just, it's not even worth the sale amount of money. So get people opting in. If you're having people opt in right now and you are offering like discounts or something, think about a resource, a PDF, something fun that you can put together to swap that out and start getting emails built on value instead of on promises for sales. And you will see an increase there as well in the quality of the leads that you get, and the quality of people on your email list, and how often they turn into actual clients. So those are the three questions. Again, like that first one, you want a boudoir session or what? Don't say it like that. But, ask them. The way that I like to phrase it, this one, I guess you could probably still, because there's nothing super special about it, is like, are you interested in a boudoir session? Tell me why. Don't say yes or no. Don't give them like a negative like option necessarily. But if you leave it for people to just like tell you, you say, tell me about it. Even if they're saying, no, not right now, they'll usually tell you why, which will help you figure out objections. Why are they not booking with you? They're telling you right there, it's because they don't think they're pretty enough or whatever. They think because it's too expensive. You'll find a lot of objections if you just encourage people to tell you about if they're ready for a session. And if they say yes, great, get them booked. Make it very easy. But so that first one, some iteration of, do you want a boudoir session, so you can gauge how hot the leads are as they're coming in. Second one, this is what the group's for. What do you want to get out of it? That helps you know how you can make your group valuable. You can have more engaged people, and it also gives you ideas for content. because they will tell you exactly what they want to see from your group. Third one is something of value that they can exchange their information for, so you can build your email or your texting list on. Those will be specific to you, but I would love in the rarity group after this, actually, if you guys want to, if you change anything, if you swap, and a couple of guys said that you were gonna change out your group description and stuff right now, I would love to see the glow up. But before you change anything, go get a screenshot. Do your glow up, your before and after. Post some questions that you're thinking about asking and get everybody's thoughts and feedback on it. Be intentional. You have 3 questions to ask to collect data to help you figure out how to get them as a client. Make them count. Get them on your list, figure out how hot they are as a lead, how ready they are, and then figure out what you can do to make your group the most valuable place it can be for them. There are I'm convinced, no 3 questions better than those 3 or some set of those 3 that you can ask to get clients. So Josephine's asking if with the Facebook update, Rarity can still collect emails for us. Yes. So the API that Facebook has cut off right now is for posting within groups. It's not the same function that allows group members being added to be taken into Rarity to create contacts for. So now that we've gone over the actual physical structure of like your group name, description, and your 3 questions to get people booked, let's talk about that with how Rarity can help you with that process. I know most people at this point are probably like copy pasting those emails into your CRM software, into your Flowdesk, wherever you're doing your emails, like manually as you're approving people to join your group. And it works. It just takes time. It takes a lot of time. And then from there, there's definitely some underutilization as well, where, okay, you've got them on your email list, but that's kind of it. You're just blanket shooting everybody the same message. They're just going onto your same drip as everybody else. So in Rarity, the system that we built, and let me pop over it because we are going to, I'm going to show you guys exactly what we built. Again, Taylor was my guinea pig. She was available. So we set up her group, and the way that Rarity works with the Chrome extension that we have is it connects the Facebook group into Rarity. And as long as you have a question that asks for their email or their phone number, and they leave a valid email or phone number, they will be imported into Rarity as a contact with that information. It also creates a custom field for your other membership questions. So that first question, when you ask them about how interested they are in a boudoir session, you have that answer. It's automatically in Rarity. Same thing with the second one, the answer about what they want to get out of the group, already in Rarity. So from there, what you can do is designate a specific welcome email that's going to go out based on how people answer those questions. So for Taylor, she actually decided for her membership questions, her first one, she did checkpoints. So instead of having them write out if they're interested in a boudoir session or not, and tell me about it, she chose to do, all right, so tell me about, like, welcome to the group, tell me about your boudoir session, which one of these sounds like you? And her answers were like, hell yeah, let's do it, I'm ready for a session. And then it's like, I want a session, but I have some questions. And then it's like, oh, not for me, I'm too nervous. So she has those, and it's very easy when you have the little check boxes. You can, in Rarity, just say, when someone answers this, do this. And there's no variation on the answer. You click the checkbox, it's the same answer every single time. So you just have to copy paste it. You can sort people directly. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys now at this point. Robin says, if I use Safari, can I download Chrome just for the extension? It should work. I believe that Safari supports Chrome extensions. A lot of browsers use Google or use the Chrome extensions, even if you don't use Chrome. So as long as your browser supports the Chrome extensions, then you can do it from there. I personally think it's worth it, even if you don't use Chrome, to literally just use it to approve people in your group and then close it. Come back tomorrow, approve tomorrow's people. That's all it has to be there for. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. The extension doesn't cost anything. You don't have to use it for literally anything else. But I would be using it if I could. But find another browser that uses Chrome extensions and you're good to go. It doesn't have to be Chrome. So I'm going to show you the setup for what we do when you set up the group. So basically what we want to do is we want to take the answers to the questions that you've asked them to get them joined in your group, and we want to send at least, it would be perfectly fine if this is the only thing that you did, a very specific welcome email if they are super ready to book with you, and then just a regular email that is not high pressure or even has a booking link to welcome people to the group for those that indicate that they're not ready yet. So at the very least, you are giving a clear-cut path to the people that indicate right away, yes, I'm ready, I want to book a boudoir session, and you just let them book with you. Don't give them excuses. Don't give them, don't put them on your drip and have them wait for a sale to come up. Put them on your inquiry. When an inquiry comes in from your website and you're like, cool, love that, book a call with me. Put those people that say they're ready for a session straight onto that. And then the other people that are not ready yet, they can go on more of a nurturing drip where you're not trying to get them booked right away because they've said they're not ready yet. So if you come in hot and you're like, okay, cool, hi, welcome to the group. I know you said you're not ready, but here's a booking link. That doesn't fit. You're not meeting them where they're at. So at the very, very least, don't just dump everybody from your Facebook group onto your drip. Take people that are ready and give them a clear path to booking with you. And then everybody else, yes, can go on just a more nurturing welcome sequence. So the way that this looks like here is these are, let me move the little comment out of the way. This is a folder here. We've got all of the workflows that have to do with new members coming into the group and those sequences for them all in one folder. And yes, so whichever app has the extension on it, that's where you would approve people from that. Because otherwise it doesn't know. It has no clue. So the first one is the member sorting. It's going to have them come in and it's going to say, okay, how did they answer the question? We're going to tag them. We're going to be ready, not ready. We're going to send them different places. So we're sorting them into what's going to happen. New Facebook leads workflow for Taylor. This is her workflow that is her booking workflow. So they go in, they immediately, hey, love that. Welcome to the group. Here's the call, or here's the calendar. Let's book a call. It's also going to send them a text message that's getting them interested and sends them a booking link as well. And then for the people that are not ready yet, she has a separate welcome sequence of email and text. For the people, it's a little bit more on the nurture side. And then from here, everybody goes on the drip. So it's welcome, book with me, welcome, engage with me, and then everybody goes on the drip afterwards. So let's look at what this looks like. So if you want to set something like this up yourself. Taylor also actually has only one question asking about the readiness for the boudoir session, and then she asks for their email and then a separate question to ask for their phone number. And this works really great for her. Just a lot of people sign up for her phone, so she doesn't want to mess with those two questions. So she doesn't have a question in the middle asking about what they want to get out of the group. But that's something you're not doing it here. You can ask it in the welcome sequence. You can ask it in your welcome post in your group. You just generally engage with people and be like, hey, welcome to the group. What are you hoping to get out of it? So she has a little bit of an alternative. She's tweaked this to fit with what she has and what she knows is working. She didn't want to touch her email or phone questions because they're working for her. So we only adjusted her first question. So her contact tag is Facebook group. That's what she has it tagged when she adds them from her Facebook group with the Chrome extension. So when the contact tag Facebook group is added, that means that someone has come in from her Facebook group. So that's how this workflow starts. Nobody else gets on this workflow. People don't just pop in here. This is only people coming from the Facebook group. Or if she manually adds that tag to somebody, it will also add. Then we have an if-else step. We are saying out of the answers, the questions here, they are ready if the answer to this first group membership question, which is her question is like, so glad you found us. How ready are you? Which one describes you? If they answer, yes, I'm so ready, or I would love to, but I have questions, we're going to go down the ready path. If they answered any of the other options, it's going to default to the little not yet, not ready yet. So that's how we split it. Now let's talk about if they're not ready. If they're not ready, it's going to ask email or phone. We don't want to throw somebody onto a texting sequence if they didn't leave their phone number. It doesn't make any sense. So here, we know they have both an email and phone if their email is not empty, their phone's not empty. So if they have both a phone number and an email with Rarity, both of those will be not empty. They'll go down the both route. If they have just the email not empty and their phone is empty, they won't qualify for this one, they'll land here. And then if it's phone only, that's the only other option. We don't have to specify phone only because everything that doesn't qualify for one of those two will land here. So there's no way that they don't have one or the other because the extension will not be able to create a contact and bring them into Rarity if they don't have an email or a phone. You can't create a contact without a way to contact people. So it's either both or it's email only. The only other possibility is a phone. So the phone is the little catch-all at the end. And then from there, it's going to either put them on both of these workflows or just the email or just text. So depending on what information they left you, it's going to add them so that you are reaching out in one or both of those ways. And then we'll look at what those little follow-ups look like in a second. Now, if they did indicate that they were ready for a session, they said, hell yes, or they said, yeah, but I have questions, it's going to now, because they're actually a lead. They've said, yes, I'm interested, I want info about a session. We are updating their opportunity. We're creating an opportunity in the leads pipeline under new leads. So they're a fresh lead. If somebody comes into your group and says, I'm not ready for a session, that's not a lead. They aren't asking for more information. They aren't at this moment interested. So that's why we've skipped the step. They're not a lead. So they can be in your contacts. They can be on your email drip, but they're not actually like trying to get booked with you right now. So no lead. These people are. So we're adding them into the pipeline, and then we're going to add them to that lead workflow. So that's all that this does. It just says, hey, how'd they answer that question? You could also tag them and stuff here. There's not really a whole lot of benefit with the way that Taylor has it set up to tag them. It's just they're a lead or they're not a lead. They're like ready or they're not ready. So that's how we have it split. If we go and look at the next workflow, this is just a booking workflow. So we'll skip, that is super simple. It's like, hey, book a call with me. And then it has a couple more follow-ups. Let's look at the email sequence that goes out to the people that are not as ready. We're not going to look at the exact emails. The content of those is going to vary, but there's no trigger here because the previous workflow is just going to pop them in. It's going to put them directly into this workflow as long as they have an email. So no trigger needed. It's just sitting back receiving when other workflow pops people in. So the first one they're going to get is welcome to the group. It can share a little bit about the purpose of the group, something really fun. Just make it something that they want to open. If you have a lead magnet, this is where you would give that to them. You'd be like, welcome to the group. Your guided meditation videos inside. And then they have a reason to open that to get that freebie. The more people are opening, the more people are clicking, the better your email reputation, and the less likely you end up in spam. And you want to keep people engaged. If they're not engaged and you're blasting out a bunch of sale emails, they're not opening your emails. They're not going to see that. So you want to keep them engaged so that when you do send something like an offer for a session booking or something, they're ready. They like opening what you're sending them. They're more likely to open it and click it. So send them the fun thing you said you would send them. Waits a couple of days, and then she wants to keep these people engaged. So at this point, she is sending the quiz that we have in Rarity. She created a different version of the quiz. And we have 4 other versions of the quiz coming that are not couples related. So Mariah's working on those. And I'll let you know when that happens. So if the couples wasn't your thing because you don't show couples, fear not. There's a bunch of other really, really cool different quizzes coming. She is having them take the quiz. People love quizzes. So the likelihood that they open this email and this email, pretty good. Then it's going to wait 4 days. Now it's going to breach, hey, like, let's chat. Like, if you have questions about Boudoir, let's do it. And now we've like eased them in and we've given them some really fun things. We've got them engaged. We've been in the group now for about a week before they get this. Now you can send them something that is like, book a call with me. It's still very low pressure because they did indicate they're not ready. So it's not anything that's like aggressive or very forward. It's just like, hey, I'm so glad to have you here again. I hope you took the quiz and had a ton of fun. Like, let's chat. I would love to talk to you about Boudoir and, like, answer any questions you have about booking. So very like low pressure kind of thing here. And then they go to the email drip. That's all this welcome sequence is. And then they're on the email drip. It's not anything crazy. You can add to this and have a few more before that. You can build it out. Bare minimum. If you have a lead magnet, deliver it. And then just a couple more to get them in there. The more fun that it is, the better. The more you can make the headlines or the subjects something that makes people want to open them and click them, the better. If you get off on the right foot with people, with getting them to open and enjoy your emails right away, you really solidify that and you are much more likely to continue to get them engaged even after you start sending them promotional stuff. If people are not opening your stuff from the start, it's just a matter of time before they unsubscribe. They're not opening anything. That first impression for those first few emails is very important. The texting sequence here is a little bit different. We don't want to send the exact same stuff. So they still get a welcome to the group text. It's also very simple. Texts are much, much shorter. So it's just really, really like, welcome to the group. Can't wait to have you, or can't wait to chat more with you. Sign off. Great. Then it waits a few days. It checks, did they take the quiz yet? If they didn't take the quiz yet, it knows that because when they take the quiz, they're gonna be tagged archetype quiz. So it's gonna ask, did they take the quiz yet? If they don't have this tag, they didn't take the quiz. So the next thing they're gonna get is a text saying, take the quiz. Would love that. And it's gonna link them to the quiz. That way, if they didn't see the email, they see the text. If they did take the quiz, they do have that tag already. We're just gonna skip that email. We're gonna go right to the next one. And the next one is a really informal, like, let's chat. So it's not anything crazy. It's a text message. You don't have that many words anyway. So it's just an invitation of, hey, if you have any questions, like, I want to know, let's chat. I love to get to know all of our new group members. Very, very simple. And then it adds them to the texting drip if you have a texting drip. And then they'll continue to just get other automated texts that you're sending out. Or if you blast out texts with sales or promos or anything like that, last minute sessions, yada, yada, yada. So not a complicated series of events happening here at all. All we're really doing is taking people that are ready and giving them a clear path to where they can just book. Make it happen. Let them do it. And for the people that are not ready, you have a specific quick little sequence to welcome to the group, to warm them up, to get them engaged before they go on your email drip and they start getting promotional stuff from you. That's all it is. And then it's funny that I do this with Taylor here because Taylor is one of the people that did our beta, and She messaged me, I think, a week after we set up her texting sequence. And the first text that goes out on her sequence is, I'm so excited to hear from, or I'm like, I'm so glad to hear from you. But I have to know, how excited on a scale of 1 to 5, how excited are you for a boudoir session? And when they respond 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, it sends a text back based on their answer. So much like we're doing with the Facebook group here. And she messaged me a week after we set that up going, oh my gosh, I had this session or this consultation pop up on my calendar. I had no idea where it came from. It turns out that she said 5 to the text and it auto replied and sent her the booking link, and she booked the call for the consultation. Like, she had no idea it even happened because they inquired, they got the text, they said 5, I'm freaking excited. And she automatically messaged back going, heck yeah, let's make it happen. Here's this. I can't wait to chat with you. And she just booked a call from the link. When people are ready, make it easy. And for people that are not ready, have an automation here that gives them a little bit of extra love that helps kickstart them so it doesn't take a year before they're ready to book with you. I mean, it might still take a little bit, but that first impression of those extra engaging, like extra nurturing few text and emails first before they go onto the drip that's kind of just like everybody else is getting, it gives you a big head start. And it can cut that time that you're waiting to get them booked like a lot. I'm not going to quote or guarantee or say any numbers or anything, but it gives you a head start, basically. So that's the system there. If you want to set up to link your Facebook group, you just want to go into Rarity, scroll down here, Facebook group link, and then when you click in here, it is going to have a full Chrome extension download is right here. Then it walks you through everything that you need to do with pictures and where to find everything. And it says it will turn green as long as there is a valid name, email, or phone number, and it will turn orange if they didn't leave it, or if there's something wrong with the number, or if like the email doesn't read, if they type Gmail instead of gmail.com, you have to just manually fix that one. It can't understand that there's a typo. It's not that smart. One thing I will say is if you want to collect the email and phone number, you have to use the word email and the word phone. You can't just say drop your number below. It won't understand to search for a phone number. You have to say phone and you have to say email. With or without the dash, it doesn't matter. And the formatting of the numbers that they leave with parentheses, with dashes, doesn't really matter. It will pick up on the number as long as it is a series of valid phone number, basically. As long as you say in the question, phone and email. That's how it knows to search the field for an applicable email or phone number. So this is where you can go to link that and set that up, and then set up your sequence for your people that are ready. Set up your sequence for people that need a little bit more nurturing, and then drop them on your drip afterwards. But having that custom welcome and then having the shortcut for the people that are ready to book with you will help significantly in getting more people booked that are ready before they have a chance to get distracted, and for getting those people that are not quite ready a little bit faster than they would have been, and more likely to continue opening your emails right off the bat because they already like you. So that's it. That's the stuff. If you have some questions, hit me up. Not a super long masterclass today. Yeah. I'm just going to guys ask a couple of questions. So I'm trying to think, make sure I didn't leave anything out. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, if you have any questions, post them in the group. I want to see the glow ups. If you rename your group, if you like change up your description or your membership questions, like I want to see the before and after. And if you want any suggestions or thoughts or feedback on your questions, or like if you want to say, I want to make a lead magnet, I don't want to offer cheapies anymore, but I don't know what to create or what to give out to people. post it in a group, get the advice, get the help, show off that new group name and whatnot. And then as for fun announcements, on Monday, Mariah and I will be testing out the first gallery. So she is the guinea pig zero here. She'll be testing it out. Once we get over the roughest part, we will open for betas to test out the next little set. And then ideally, we will start to be able to roll out galleries for everybody that wants one. So I'm super, super excited to get to do that with her on Monday. And if you haven't signed up for the next masterclass yet, let me see what next week's topic is. So next week, actually, I might swap them. I think I'm going to talk about pipelines next week. So if you signed up for one and you skipped one, go double check and RSVP again for next week. We're going to talk about how to create pipelines that will help you have a very smooth start to finish automated process where you're not doing basically anything unless somebody goes 2 weeks and doesn't sign their contract, and then you have to step in and yell at them manually. So we're going to dig really, really into how to use pipelines to outline your entire leads, booking, follow-up, post-session, all of those processes so that you can start to build out a more automated business, because the pipelines really are the step-by-step framework for all of your systems with your leads, clients, and otherwise. So that is what to expect. Thank you guys so, so much. I can't wait to see everything you have to share in the group and to see you guys next week. And then the replay will be available hopefully sooner. It shouldn't take another week to get this one up, but it's spring break next week for my kiddo. So who knows? We're going to do our best. But thank you, everybody. And I will see you next week and in the group. And then do not forget the last few days. If you have anybody that you know that should sign up for Rarity that would benefit, get signed up as an affiliate and get them signed up so you can get extra entries. We are still doing the giveaway. We're giving away a year, 6 months, and a month. So there's 3 chances to win. And for every person you sign up as an affiliate, you get an extra entry. So you get a higher chance of winning some free time. And that could save you up to $1,000. So do that. Let me know what you guys think for other master classes, the topics that you want to discuss, not specifically Rarity functionalities, but marketing, business, anything like that, and how we can help. And then I will tie it into how we can help on Rarity. Don't worry about that. You let me know what you need, and I will figure out a way, because Rarity can definitely help no matter what the